So I grew up in a strong Christian family. We were at church every Sunday. Every time the doors were open, we were there. So when I was in college, I was sexually assaulted. I completely shut down. My heart was broken, and I didn't want anything to do with God. I had shame that I wasn't good enough for him anymore. And that still carries through. Drugs was my out. It was my release, and I didn't have to feel anything anymore. Meeting my husband, I completely quit all drugs. And so then we moved to Tyler, and I got an opportunity for a job at Clements Fluids. I would come in and smile and make friends, but something was missing in my heart, and they had it. And that's because of Beyond Business, making that connection between work and God.
We had a major falling out as a family. The business was struggling. We had lost one of our largest customers. There was a point in that time that I ended up resigning. It had gotten so stressful that it just wasn't worth it. I thought, there's not an amount of money in the world that you could pay me to continue down this path. And I think it was the next week that I was introduced to Beyond Business. I was able to actually see what business could do as a ministry, and seeing it firsthand sparked something inside of me that said, it's worth it. I felt like it was my calling. That's why I took on the role of CEO.
Being an addict, I substituted drugs for work. My biggest fear was letting someone down because I'd been let down. So I knew if I worked hard enough, that would not happen to me again. And I wouldn't disappoint someone, and I wouldn't be disappointed. But Megan saw me through God's eyes. I remember coming in her office in absolute tears. And at that moment, I had surrendered it to God.
She just came in and she said, will you pray for me? And she's just sobbing. And I was like, sure, like about what? And she's like, I want to be saved.
God has a plan for you, and the only love that you need is His. No drugs, no alcohol, no work will ever fill that void that you have. So turn to Him and open your heart and allow Him to come in.
I was asked by someone, like, what's your dream for Clements Fluids? And I said, to have 1 million hopes.
So the mission of Beyond Business is to help believers in the workplace connect their faith with practical tools within their organization to love those individuals that are around them the way that Jesus has loved them and invited them into His story.
What I was able to do with Hope gave her a vision for what it could be corporately.
Once I had turned my life over, there's a connection that you get to have with people that only can be had with a relationship with the Lord. Bringing that in our workplace and making that come to life has been transformational for all of our employees and me especially. I've grown so much. Every event that I attend, I'm excited about what am I going to learn and bring back. And we've been able to do that. Beyond Business has just given us the tools to bring that to life at Clements Fluids. Because if we keep everything that we know to ourselves, then no one else is impacted.